Welcome to News Now Alberta. This is Special Ed. We take you now to Calgary, Alberta. This incident is old, 2017. The reason I bring it to you is that it wasn't concluded until last year, which is crazy. Would it have taken 6 years if it was you or I that would have done such a blatant assault? I mean, this was brutal. Constable Alex Dunn is a violent man with a gun and authority. See for yourself.
Calgary's courthouse was a flurry of activity Monday, and it wasn't all about cases being decided. Good evening, I'm Jo Horwood. Protesters gathered calling for the firing of Alex Dunn, the Calgary police officer found guilty of a violent assault on a black woman in his custody. A warning to our viewers, we will be showing parts of the graphic video of that assault.
We are demanding the immediate firing of Alex Dunn. He is an officer with the Calgary Police Service who has a string of misconduct. He assaulted a woman named Dalia Coffey.
The protesters plan to be here from 8 to 5 every day until Alex Dunn is fired from the Calgary Police Service. He was convicted of assault when he violently threw a handcuffed black woman to the ground. He is currently suspended without pay, but the protesters want him to go.
It's 1 month. So what happens to him after that month? Usually they just go back into the force, or they can move and go to another jurisdiction. That ain't it. We're not okay with that. He needs to be not serving the public ever again. He is a dangerous individual.
Doug King, Justice Studies professor at Mount Royal, says while he fully expects Alex Dunn to be fired from CPS, the Police Act technically allows Dunn the chance to retire or resign without the internal investigation into his actions being completed.
An officer who is facing serious internal charges, usually criminal charges, can resign from the force and no longer face those internal issues, internal processes.
But regardless of what happens to Dunn, these protesters are also hoping to bring attention back to a broader movement.
The CPS spend over $1 million a day on policing, and meanwhile we have so many unhoused community folks who need supports. We need mental health supports. We just need support for community. We need to fund our communities.
There was no reason for this attack. Nothing this woman could have said to warrant this. This officer backed up while the other officers took care of the woman. One of those officers should have cuffed this pig right away. You can't get more blatant than this assault.
A Calgary police officer who slammed a handcuffed woman to the ground face first will not be serving jail time. Constable Alex Dunn was found guilty in 2020 of assault causing bodily harm and given a 30-day conditional sentence. Dunn had taken Dalia Coffey to police headquarters in 2017 for allegedly breaking a curfew. A security camera showed him throwing the woman down with blood pooling on the ground where her face hit the floor. Court of King's Bench Justice Nancy Diltz ruled that Dunn deserved 30 days in jail but stayed that penalty. She said Dunn had already served his original sentence and turned his life around, and that further punishment isn't in the best interest of justice.
This woman will forever be scared of cops, and this officer was too much of an egomaniac to even apologize. He sent his lawyer to do it, like that means anything. He should be on his knees begging for this woman's forgiveness. The good thing is that this pig was found guilty of the brutal assault. The judge thinks because of the time that has passed that maybe he paid for his crime already. Prosecutor was looking for 90 days in jail, which is a joke for such a brutal assault. Defense lawyer was saying 30 days, which is even a bigger joke. If it was the other way around and the woman would have assaulted the officer, she'd be looking at years probably. But she is not part of the Blue Line gang and doesn't have the protection of other officers or officials. The judge ultimately decided that he should not spend any time in jail because he paid for his mistakes already and he's a changed man. I don't hear many judges using that defense when it comes to non-officers. This criminal will not go to jail because he's a changed man. They gave him a probation, some house arrest, and a stern talking to. We will see how changed he is when he slams his next victim to the ground. There were protests asking for Dunn's firing by different groups, including Black Lives Matter. Finally, after 6 years, they let him go. Finally fired, and it took 6 years. This is ridiculous. He should have been fired on the spot. Being a cop is a job. Imagine you would slam one of your customers and they fired you only 6 years later. Who thinks this officer deserves jail time for this? Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe to my video. Original videos and related stories will be in the comments. Thank you.